Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. One of the most scary things for a person when he has to apply for a master's program is to begin to write the statement of purpose or the motivation letter. In this video I will be speaking to you about how to approach each and every part of a motivation letter. I am a person who has 11 admits from around 14 or so applications. I really know what goes into making an admit winning or a rather scholarship winning SOP or a motivation letter or a letter of intent as it is often called. I will be speaking to you about what exactly a motivation letter is, how to approach a motivation letter, and then I will be showing you an admit winning SOP that I had written for my application to the TU Deft MSc in Material Science and Engineering. And also I will be speaking to you about what really helps in making a really impressive statement of purpose. So to keep it simple, a statement of purpose or a motivation letter or a letter of intent has to have two basic parts. You have to show two important things. The first thing is that why are you interested in pursuing this master's program? The second part is what skills and experiences do you have so that you should be taken into this master's program. It is extremely important to understand that your statement of purpose has to be really impressive, because your motivation letter is very often the first piece of document that the admission committee looks at when they begin to review your application. So if you don't have a good SOP, or rather I would say an SOP that stands out, your chances of getting admitted into the program are very few. So the first step when you start to write an SOP is to go to the website of the master's program that you wish to apply to and find the section in which they have highlighted that what do they expect to see in the letter of motivation. Now I will be showing you two examples wherein I will be taking you to two websites of two master's programs, and I will be explaining to you that how do they show the requirements for the statement of purpose. So let's go. Hi guys. So this is the admission and application page for TU Deft. They have a common page for all the BSc and MSc courses. So you must go here, implying that you want to do an MSc at TU Deft and you have an international diploma. Select the required documents option. Now here you can see the documents which are required for your application for doing an MSc at TU Deft. Select motivation letter. So here you can see all the guidelines which they have given, that what do they expect in the motivation letter. So the obvious thing is the number of words must be between 1000 and 1500. You must be able to highlight your motivation, that why are you aiming for a specific MSc program at TU Deft? Why are you interested in the TU Deft as a university? What is your expectation at TU Deft? What kind of a specialization do you want to pursue if your MSc program is offering you a specialization? And you also have to speak about a hypothetical master's thesis, that what do you want to do, what area do you want to explore, and you have to give 1, 2 or 3 possible topics. And then I think the most exclusive part here, and I think also very important, is that you have to speak about your bachelor's thesis here, and you have to summarize it in 250 words, and you also have to explain the workload, as in how many months did you take to do the project. And here obviously you would also have to speak about how many team members were there in the bachelor's project. So overall we can say that they have actually given us some specific pointers so that we can start to make our motivation letter along these aspects. So this is the application page for the AMIS Master, which is a joint master's degree. So here if you scroll down, you are able to see that they have given you these details about the required documents, but the motivation letter is maintained far below here. So they are not being very specific with regards to the word count or what do they exactly want to say, but they are giving you some points that they want to see your interest, your motivation to pursue the AMIS program, and also your interest in innovation and entrepreneurship, which which is going to really represent the bulk of the AMIS Masters program. So here you have one example in which you have to experiment, because they are not giving you the exact points. So you have to experiment and you have to understand that what do you want to give in your motivation letter. So as I had said in the beginning of this video, I will be showing you the SOP that I had written for the application to TU DEF MSc in Material Science. So I have divided the SOP here into small sections so I can easily explain to you what was my approach in making this statement of purpose. So this is the first sentence in my motivation letter for TU DEF. This is basically a salutation in which you address the people who are going to read your motivation letter or your statement of purpose. So this I have done to introduce a formal theme to the document, because understand that applying to a university for an application to be admitted into a master's program is a very formal process, and by the time you apply for a master's degree, you are not a child, you are an adult, and you must show that you actually care about it, and you must give a formal salutation. So after this, what I have put is an introduction which shows my motivation to be a part of this MSc in Material Science. I've tried to show that how did I get interested in material science. Now I know that they are going to eventually know that I am from a mechanical background, mechanical engineering background. So I have shown them that while doing mechanical engineering, I have become interested in material science. So this is a small paragraph here, as you can see what I have given. After that, I have given my name and that I would like to apply for this specific program offered by TU DEF. And then again, I have highlighted a small thing that since my second year of my undergraduate degree, I have become interested in material science. And also I have linked it to my CV, that in my CV there are many research papers which show my interest in materials and innovation. So this is an ideal way to begin your motivation letter. The third section is a description of the research exercises that I have undertaken, what work I have done. Now what I have followed here is that I have not described all my papers in detail, because they have my CV, they have the DOI of every paper. If they want to, they can actually go and individually verify each paper. So here I have just given a brief overview, a one-line overview of around 5 to 6 papers, what I have done. And I have highlighted in some places the importance of the project. For example, this project in finite element analysis, I do have a research paper, but it was a course project. Then I have also highlighted that I had collaborated with an electrical engineering student from a neighboring college. So here I am able to show my entrepreneurial skill, or rather I would say I am able to show my soft skills, that I am able to form formal links with people, and I am able to work with new people who I had not known before. So after that, this is a paragraph where I show that after doing all these research exercises, what I have learned about myself, what I have observed about myself, and how this can actually help me to take a research exercise at a large scale, which obviously I will do if I go to a master's program. And here I have linked my internship that I had done. Now this internship was not in material science, but I have linked it to my ability to do an interdisciplinary research. So it is like whatever you have in your portfolio, you must be able to link it to the master's degree that you want to get. After this, I have made an attempt to show my soft skills in detail. And this happened with me actually. Almost all the papers that I had worked on, I was a senior in terms of age and in terms of knowledge. So I basically have helped people to learn and sharpen their research skills. And I have always maintained the flow of the project. I have always made an attempt to ensure that the research exercise has to be completed within the given time, and it is completed within the given time. So after this, I have shown them that what I know about their department, because they will see that how much of interest have you taken, how much of research have you done. Because if you are applying to a department for a master's degree admission, they want to check that have you done the sufficient research, do you know that what activities do we do here, is there any specific person that you are interested to work with, is there any specific person whose papers you have read. So this is the output of my research. I mean, I had actually done this. I went through the activities of each of the 9 research departments that they have within the Department of Material Science. So yeah, I expressed interest in a few of those departments. I also summarized the work being done by 1 or 2 important people. I actually read the papers of a person called Dr. S.E. Offerman, who teaches at the department. So after this, I have tried to explain my motivation for applying to Netherlands and the European Union in general. Understand that you aren't a school kid right now, you are an adult, and you must have a serious motivation to move to another continent for even if for a 2-year period for your master studies. I have tried to explain that there are some specific organizations that are there in Europe, and if I work for them, if I do an internship there, if I do my master thesis there, I can really build on my knowledge and on my research skills. After that, I try to explain my long-term goal, which they want to know. They want to know it very well. Even if you have an interview, they will ask you that, what do you aim to do after doing a master's degree? So I have not spoken any lies here. I have just explained to them what my goal is. Yeah. So this is the part which is very, very specific to TU Def. I have summarized my bachelor thesis. I have told them that it was in a team of 4 students. I have explained the main theme of the project. I have explained the work that is done after every stage of the project. I have explained that why we have chosen Inconel 825 specifically. I have explained the inputs, outputs, and the tool that we have selected, the tool coating that we have selected. I have explained to them the optimization techniques that have been used, so they know that I also have a knowledge of the general research methods. Then I have also put one line which summarizes the workload, that is the amount of time that was spent on the project. After that, I have put a formal end to the project. I have again expressed my interest, and I have also explained interest in the discipline of material science itself. This is very important. After that, I have given these ideas for my master's thesis. Now these are not just any random ideas. I have done the research. I know that what areas in material science are going to become larger areas in the future. I know what kind of materials are going to become more important than they are now in the future. Like if you talk about circular economy, or if you talk about the electronic appliance packaging, if you talk about materials for making lighter automobiles, if you talk about the applications of Inconel 825, these are big major areas that the amount of research that is being done even now, it is large, and these have a very large scope in the future. So then I have just summarized that if I am accepted, I will uphold the ideals of the department. I will maintain the standards that are maintained at TUDEF, and I have expressed my sincere wish that I want to be a part of this program in the next autumn. After that, I have just put a formal note of thanks, because understand that these people are very busy people, they have a lot of work to do, and just looking after the master's applications is just one burden for them. So understand that they find it very hard to find time for this activity, and always thank them for reading your statement of purpose. Okay, so guys, this was a complete breakdown of my motivation letter for TUDEF. One more very important aspect of your motivation letter is the font and the margin that do you use. So obviously, the motivation letter being a formal document, you are supposed to use a font that is not something funny, a font that represents something official. So here you can see on the screen 5 fonts that are available on Microsoft Word, and which I believe are appropriate for a document like an LOR or a motivation letter. I have used the second font, Garamond, in all my motivation letters, and I have kept the font size at an optimal number. Now 14 points may be too large to fit on a standard A4 size paper, and something like 8 or 10 points may be too small if they take a physical print and read it. So I have gone with a standard 12 point size. And margins are very important, because if your margin is too big, then the motivation letter goes for a very long number of pages. So 1.27 centimeter margin I believe is appropriate, and this is a standard option available on Microsoft Word. So for a final review of what really is important in a motivation letter, I would say that first, make sure that the word count of your motivation letter is within the specified range. Then I would say that you must specify the exact name of the master's program which you want to apply. By exact name, I really mean the exact name word to word. Make sure that the motivation letter starts with a formal salutation, and if they ask you to include a choice of the specialization that you want to pursue in the second year or so, make sure that you have highlighted and mentioned your choice of specialization. For joint master's programs, they often ask you to specify your first year university. Even if they don't ask you, make sure that you express interest in the first year university that you want to join, and then you have to put a formal ending line in the letter. And then the requirement for the motivation letter can really vary among the various universities, so they might have some specific requirements here and there. So make sure that you write about the specific points that you have been asked to address. Hello everyone, I hope that you liked this video. I hope that this video helps you when you apply to a master's program of your choice. If you think that the video helps you, like the video, share the video with anyone who you know is aspiring to apply to a master's program, and also give my channel a subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can instantly watch any video that I upload on my channel. Thank you.